Dude, is this where we went last time, Alex?
No, we went off to the left.
I don't know about that, man.
No, I'm gonna give it a go.
Bro.
You going for it?
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh.
Oh, that's gonna make good video there. You alright?
No, I don't know.
Good. Yo, Alex.
I'm conscious.
Okay,
Man, I
don't
shouldn't have gone for it.
just stay right there, dude.
We'll talk about that here in a minute. Welcome back, guys. My name is Alex. This is the Singletrack Sampler, and when I say welcome, man, there's a whole lot more of you guys to welcome this time. Yeah, thanks for that support, guys. We hit 5K this week, and I am so stoked. Last time you guys saw me, I had just gotten to Fruita, and man, has it been a great month. I have been having an absolute blast hanging out with my buddy Aaron, riding all the trails there in Fruita. When I got there, as you all know, I didn't have my trail bike, so I got to spend a ton of time on my dirt jump bike. So the first like 2 weeks, I was honing my skills at the dirt jump park. I got Aaron there for his first time, and you know, it was actually a really nice change of pace to go from the trail riding to the dirt jump riding. It's a totally different skill set, but it enhances your trail riding, so I really enjoyed that. Fast forward a couple weeks, and you guys saw I got my new hoops, and those things are going really, really well. I got them installed, made that video. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. The trail bike is back in action. After that, I have just been hitting everything there was to offer. You know, Fruita and Grand Junction have so many trails. I've been at 18 roads, Cocopelli, lunch loops. We tried to hit it all. Something that really made Fruita special, and kind of the highlight of the month there, was the fact that I got to make a couple new friends, or a few new friends actually. As you guys saw in my Shredding with Subs video, I met a couple subscribers of mine out at 18 roads, and had another subscriber reach out to me, and we went and rode together. We all hit it off so well that we just continued to ride the entire time I was there. And man, it was great to have some riding buddies and to have some locals, you know, show me the ropes. So, you know, I'd like to special shout out to Shane, Alex, and Spencer. These guys were freaking awesome. It really, really made my time in Fruita fantastic, and I think it's so cool that was able to come together because of my YouTube channel. Like, it still just like blows my mind, like seriously. Okay, so let's talk about this wreck. Amidst all of this riding in Fruita, I had probably the scariest crash I've ever had. And I have been shying away from showing it to you guys. I've been shying away from watching the footage myself because it's really terrifying. So, second time I went out to the Ribbon Trail, there's this really intense spot called the Toilet Bowl, and it's a really steep slick rock spot, and it has multiple different lines that you can take. And the first time I went, we took the, I think, standard route. And that was no problem. It was challenging but fun. But the second time we went, I was following a couple other locals, and we took a route that wasn't the same as the first time. And this is where I made a big, big rookie mistake in not going and scouting the trail. And this is, you know, probably my biggest takeaway from the accident. I followed these guys down an incredibly steep drop. It was probably like 20 feet of near vertical slick rock, and then you have like a 4-foot flat section, and then another like 8 feet down, and the mountain just keeps going away. And what I didn't know is during that 4-foot flat spot, you need to be turning right, and the trail goes off that way. So I saw the guys go down this rock, and I knew that we were going down it, but I didn't know where the trail went after that. And for that reason, I just kept going straight. And then at the 4-foot spot, I realized my mistake too late, tried to make the turn, and I just went off of this last ledge. I left like paint drags across the rock, and I was on the ground for a while. My bike did get a little beat up. Like I broke a shifter, I broke a brake. And I got a new addition to like my missing teeth. Oh, you guys don't know this, but this tooth is fake, and now this one will be too. So for the time being, I'm missing a piece of my front tooth, and I got a piece of my molar. I just dragged my face across the rock pretty good. That was a really trying experience for me, and it was right before Brian was supposed to come to Grand Junction and start our road trip, and I was really afraid that I had ended this road trip before it even began. All right, guys, so picked up Brian from the airport yesterday, and being the good friend I am, first thing I asked him to do is come with me to the local ER room. You know, got to get everything checked out before we go start riding again. Got to have the peace of mind, or else I just won't be able to do it like I want to. So we went to the ER. I got this ridiculous neck brace put on me for like to protect the hospital, because that wasn't protecting my neck. And I saw a doctor, and you know, a few $100s later. All right, guys, I'm here with the doc. I just got the neck brace off, Dr. Hilty. And hey, doc, you have some good news for me, right?
The good news is you can ride. Be careful out.
Yes! Good news is I'm okay. The bad news is bike is a little broken, and my mental, I have to get my confidence back, you know, as everyone does after a wreck. A few you guys have been mentioning in the comments on the horse thief video when I asked how you're doing. A few of you guys said that you're coming back from injuries, so I know you can commiserate with me, and you know, I'd like to hear about anyone else's wreck that they've had in the past. You know, how bad was it, and how did you overcome the mental game afterwards, and physical maybe, you know, if it was really bad. Let me know. I'd like to hear it, and I think it's something that all of us riders experience, so it's really important to not just ignore, but to acknowledge and talk about how you can come back from something like that. Because, you know, I was definitely questioning things after that wreck. I talked to Brian on the phone before he even got here, and he was like, "Man, you don't sound like you," and I didn't feel like me. But I'm feeling a lot better now. We've been riding, and things are going well. Okay, so today's update is actually at a place that's very near and dear to my heart. When I first arrived in Salida, like 3.5 months ago or something like that, maybe even 4 now, I was only coming to visit a couple friends, and I was just looking I'd been on the road for like 8 months, 9 months at the time, 8 months, and I was ready to kind of like be somewhere and ride for the whole season. So I came to visit a couple friends in Salida and realized that this is where I wanted to be. And for the first month and a half, this is where I lived, at this campsite. It's called Salida East. It's like a mile out of town, and it's a free campsite. And we're back here so I could show Brian where it was, and I want to give you guys a little bit of tour of where I lived. This was my home for a month and a half. Put my tent. You can see where I put my tent. It's still like. So I put my tent here for some of the time, and then I put my tent over here for some. You're only supposed to stay here for 14 days.
Yeah.
So when the guys next door to me got kicked out, I picked this tent up, and I grabbed my second tent and I put it over there.
Yeah.
So that the Forest Service would be like, oh,
different.
This one dude moved. This one dude left, and some other guy came.
Exactly.
But it was still me.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And I would bathe down here. So this is like, I would put my soap and my towel right there, and then there's like there was a flat area of the water right there. But I'd always have to time it, because you have rafts coming down the river. I'd be here in my bathing suit and like my soap, and it's like it's obvious what I'm about to do, but it like there'd be a raft full of kids coming around the bend, and I'd be like, oh, gotta wait. And then I would think I can do it, and I'd go to get back in, and then another raft come around, like, oh, come on. And dude, it's so cold. But I finally got to the point where I was just like, just get in. And you go numb pretty quick, and it's pretty good for post-ride. Always did it during the day. Cannot shower at nights. It was way too cold. And then you just dry off. I always wondered what that is. I think someone's dog died down here.
The best fishing, buddy.
All right, so injuries and accident taken care of. It's time to get this party started. Grand Junction Regional Airport, and I'm picking up someone pretty special. What's up, man? And we got rocking right away. We packed the car up, which was quite a task. And I like to think I'm pretty good at this point. I've gotten my car quite dialed, and it always leaves like this one spot so that someone can join me. And I've had my buddy Chance and I've had my little brother Edward join me on this road trip at different points in time. And it works out perfect with one other person. There's definitely not a room for a third, unfortunately. And the only difference here is that Brian had his bike and his bike bag, and that proved a challenging puzzle. But we got it done, and we got on the road. So we left Grand Junction, and we came, or Fruita, I guess. We left Fruita, and we drove back to Salida, where I've been talking to Absolute Bikes, the bike shop that I worked with over the summer, about teaming up and doing some bike reviews for you guys. Those videos are not out yet, but they will be coming out. We have been here in Salida for about 4 days now. We've been having a great time. I'll tell you what, it's so good to reconnect with Brian. We always have a good time, whether we're riding, hanging out, just goofing off. We are gonna be moving on to a really exciting project in Arkansas, where we are meeting up with Seth from Seth's Bike Hacks to ride in Bentonville, is that right? Bentonville, Arkansas. None of us have been there before. I've never even been in the state. The IMBA Summit is going to be there at the same time as us, so that'll be interesting, and there'll be a lot of bike industry people around. But you know, we're not too concerned with that. I want to go ride the trails and see what it's like. After we are finished in Arkansas, I'm going to take Brian on an epic ride through the East Coast, where I grew up and where I've done the majority of my riding, because he's never been there. I want to show him what we're all about over there, and our plan for the moment is to leave Arkansas, go through Tennessee, hit Chattanooga, maybe hit Raccoon Mountain, and then maybe dip down into North Georgia. I used to work at Mulberry Gap. It's a mountain bike resort in Ellijay. There's a ton of great riding there, and I'd love to take him and show him around. Really fun, and this is a great time of year to do it. And then we're gonna go up to my favorite place, which is Western North Carolina, and I'm gonna show Brian how we get down in Pisgah, DuPont, and Bent Creek in the Asheville area. So if you guys are watching this, I wanna hear from anyone that's in those areas that would be down to go ride, because we are definitely open to putting together a group ride. You know, perhaps the one area where we hear from the most people, we'll set it up. But I think that'd be really cool to meet up with some of the subscribers and just get out and shred together. It'd be just an absolute blast. All right, guys. I just want to take a moment to thank every one of you that is watching this right now and part of this channel. This has been an amazing ride for me, and it has 100% surpassed all of my wildest expectations, and I couldn't do it without you guys. If you've made it this far in the video, you're in it. You're in this with me, and you believe in what we're doing here. Living free, riding hard, and getting stoked. And I want to continue to spread this message, and I need your guys' help. I've got a shirt. I'm gonna be running a campaign on Teespring. It's a really cool shirt. You guys will be the OGs. Proceeds from this shirt are gonna be going straight to my bike and putting gas in my tank. This shirt is all about getting back up when you get knocked down and keeping the dream alive. Thanks for watching today, guys. I really appreciate the continued support. I'll see you next time.
Hey, Alex, I think you forgot something.
Guys, I totally forgot to tell you. Follow us on Instagram to keep up with the road trip. The YouTube videos are always on lag, so if you want the most up-to-date fun, at Singletrack Sampler, at BKXC on Instagram. We'll see you there.